anyway, we were awed by that, but we didn't wonder where it came from because we had the good book and all the answers. Well, I thought maybe we would just read that first creation story, or at least a part of it. So here's Genesis 1.
With some help from Ogden Nash.
With a little commentary. It's the Hebrew creation story, of course, which is a one-God religious structure. It's a creation from the Word. And you know, John in the New Testament said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Some people say the word means order, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He says the Word. And God says, let there be light, and there was light. It's creation by command. There is a magic in words. The Eskimos say there's more magic in words than any other form of, well, you might even say weapon, because they have a story called Agak and the Magic Spear. And the magic spear turns out to be words, because the protagonist in this story sets two enemies against each other by using words cleverly. He makes one think the other one has tricked him, and vice versa, and so they destroy each other. And that is the magic spear. The word myth, about which we're talking tonight, comes from the Greek mythos, which means word. Myths are different from other types of stories. The fairy tales and the fables and things that we talk about mostly all began once upon a time. That is, in a recognizable past. But myths happen before once upon a time. They happen before the beginning, before anything ever happened. So their usual beginning is in the beginning. And that's the way Genesis begins. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And on the second day he divides the waters, and he makes heaven above. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the seas he called seas. And on the fourth day he makes the moon and the stars. And on the fifth day he gets around to the animals. And this is where David has several little Ogden Nash commentaries on the varieties of animals that God called forth. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life.
A mighty creature is the germ. Though smaller than the pachyderm, his customary dwelling place is deep within the human race. His childish pride he often pleases by giving people strange diseases. Do you, my poppet, feel infirm? You probably contain a germ. How many scientists have written that the shark is gentle as a kitten? Yet this I know about the shark, his bite is worser than his bark. Oh, tell me, octopus, I begs, is those things arms or is they legs?
And fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
Hark to the whimper of the seagull. He weeps because he's not an eagle. Suppose you were, you silly seagull. Could you explain it to your she-gull? God in his wisdom made the fly and then forgot to tell us why.
And God created great whales. And God said, let the earth bring forth a living creature after his kind, cattle after his kind.
The cow is of the bovine ilk. One end is moo, the other milk.
And creeping thing.
Oh, let's see. What creeping thing do we want? Oh, I know it. Okay. Some primal termite knocked on wood and tasted it and found it good, and that is why your cousin May fell through the parlor floor today.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. The ant has made himself illustrious through constant industry, industrious. So what? Would you be calm and placid if you were made of formic acid?
And turtle?
Oh, yeah, turtle. The turtle lives twixt plated decks, which practically conceal its sex. I think it clever of the turtle in such a fix to be so fertile.
And beast of the earth.
Oh, yes, behold the hippopotamus. We laugh at how he looks to us, and yet in moments dank and grim I wonder how we look to him. Peace, peace, thou hippopotamus, we really look all right to us, as you no doubt delight the eye of other hippopotami.
It was not until the 6th day that God got around to making man. And God said, let us make man in our image. Notice the plural, the first time the plural is used. Let us make man in our image after our likeness. Who were the us? There's an ancient 13th century rabbi, Maimonides, who was a biblical commentator, lived in Spain and Israel, a brilliant man, and he says the us refers to the joint contributions of God and the earth. He thinks that's what the us refers to. And David had a comment about the plural
well,
there.
An interesting recent interview on these days on our local radio station with Rabbi Kushner, author of Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. He was talking about that particular passage too, and he suggested that he thinks that the us refers to God as talking to the creatures he's just created. And so God and the animal kingdom say, let us make a creature in our own image, and that is why people have a divine and an animal nature, all mixed up and confused together.
That sounds better than Maimonides to me. And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground. We are all made of dust. We're all made of stardust. All the whole universe. We're one with the universe. I think it's nice to be made of stardust. And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground. Adam means soil. The word Adam means soil. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And that's the first time soul is mentioned. And it isn't mentioned with the animals, although some people wonder, maybe animals have souls? I guess we don't know. And God planted a garden. He was a gardener. God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man. And God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. First anesthesia. Maybe it was hypnosis. And caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and took one of his ribs, and the rib made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, Adam is naming everything, of course. He named all the animals. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken from man. And then the next verse has been a great comfort to brides all through the ages as they dealt with their mothers-in-law and in-laws. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife. So if it's a contest between Mama and you win. So, so there you are, woman made from a rib, from a body part.
From a body part. Mm-hmm.